Okay, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat. Baruch Hashem. Today is Hoshana Rabbah, and we were zeicha this morning to go to daven with the minyan in Breslov, in Beitar. Baruch Hashem. It was a beautiful minyan, right? Do you agree, guys?
I like a little more structure.
A little structure. Oh yeah.
I like more structure than what they have. A little bit more.
What do you mean by more structured?
Well, I didn't know that he started the Shema blessing until he said the last line. So it was hard to hear, and I couldn't always tell where he was.
Okay.
But, that's why we're here to experience all different kinds of things.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But it was really nice, and they certainly give you enough time to say the words, right? They give you enough time to say the words. And the Hoshanas were beautiful, Baruch Hashem. And it was really special that we got to see Rabbi Kramer this morning.
Yeah.
That was really nice. To me, it was special because I started Rosh Hashanah with Rabbi Kramer, and then we're ending the Hoshana Rabbah, which is the seal upon the seal, right?
Yeah.
Hoshana Rabbah is a very, very special day. Hoshana Rabbah is the day where HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes the judgment, and he actually sends it out. And that's why we say in Israel, that people say to you, you should have a petek tov, you have a good note. Or in Yiddish you say, you have a good kvittel. Kvittel is also a note. It's the same thing. It's a note. Why? Because Hashem gives out the kvittel to go to the angels. And the angels now get their assignments, how to deal with us during the year.
Okay.
And that's what's going on today. All right? And the Mitzvah Hashem, we'll all have a beautiful year, and we certainly need a lot of blessing, right? We certainly need a lot of blessing, and Mitzvah Hashem will show it us. And again, we learn always for the well-being of the Chayalim, the soldiers, the Chatufim, the hostages, and the Pitzuim, and the injured, right? Those that were injured in battle and so on. And we're learning now in Likutey Halachos, we're learning Hilchos Nefilas Apayim, which are the laws of Tachanun. And today we're learning Halacha Vav, so it's 6, okay? And today we're up to letters Gimel 3, so 6 and 3, all right? And we're learning, this is all based on lesson 12 in the second part of Likutey Maran, the second book, lesson 12, okay? And it's the lesson is really about the idea of Aye, right? Calling out to Hashem, where are you, from wherever you are in the world. Why? Because we said that Hashem creates everything in the world. But things that are not worthy of Hashem's honor, shall we say, right? Not worthy of Hashem's honor. He does that in a way of what we call the Maimah Bereshis, right? We said there were 10, the world was created in Pirkei Avos, it says the world was created in 10 utterances. But if you count, there's only 9. So which is the 10th? The 10th is the Maimah Bereshis. The statement of Bereshis, like we're going to read on Shabbos, right? We're going to read Bereshis, Mitzvah Hashem, right? Bereshis, that Maimah Bereshis is what gives life force to everything in existence, to everything that's not necessarily worthy for Hashem's honor directly. But Hashem's honor is still there. Because if Hashem wasn't there, it would not exist. Remember? Right, okay. So that was the preview. Now let's see what the Rebbe says today. So now we go to 3. And that's the reason why when we say Tachanun, we put our heads down. Because again, Hashem is in all the different things of the world. Yeah, very good. She'oz mapilin es atzman bekavonis lemekaymis kidei la'alos hanitzeitzes hakedoshos shehein bechinas nefoshes hachayim v'amesim and bechinas yirida tachlis aliyah bechinas hanal. So here we go. We put our heads down. What are we doing when we put our heads down? We're putting our heads down into that place where the klipos are, where the husks are, and where the holiness got trapped in there. How did the holiness get trapped in there? When Adam Arishon ate from that tree, he created a lot of shattering, and there were a lot of sparks that went flying. and they're all over. And every time a Jew, chas v'shalom, does an avera, he breaks this. He makes more sparks. He breaks more and he breaks more, and we have to pull those sparks out of the impurity. That's why we put our head down. All right. And we have to know that we go down. The purpose is not to go down; it's to come back up. You go down, but you always want to go up, right? Like we say, like the Navi says, Sheva Yipol Tzaddik v'kam. The Tzaddik will fall, but he always gets up. The Tzaddik will fall, but the Tzaddik will always get up. Many times the Tzaddikim make themselves fall in order to come to places to help other souls that need to be helped. But their tachlis is to bring them up, not to fall, to bring the souls themselves and the souls back up. Therefore we fall on our faces. Right? Really, it says that the chachma of the man lights up his face. Right? The person has chachma, he has a lit up face. Right? Chachma lit up face. But the problem is, we put our heads down, and that's the histalka. We're kind of leaving that for a moment, and we're hiding our face. Right, we're hiding the chachma. We're trying to come closer to Hashem in that lower place. Shu ika hachiyas k'moshe kosav hachachma tichya. Chachma is what gives us life, right? On a basic level, on a basic thing, a person has to have wisdom in order to live. You have to know when you can cross the street. You don't walk off a roof. You don't walk in front of a train. You need basic chachma to survive. Right, but of course the chachma we're talking about here is not that. Here we're talking about the chachma to be able to find Hashem in everything in the world. That's the real chachma, and that's how you can really live. Then the person's really alive when he can really find Hashem in every aspect of everything in the world. Is that right? Isn't that beautiful? Right? Think about it. Find Hashem in every aspect of everything of the world. Anything in the world, you can find Hashem, because Hashem is there. Hashem is here, Hashem is there, Hashem is truly everywhere. Up, down, right, left, and all around, right? That song, beautiful song, right? It's true. Watch what he says. Ki b'chol hamamoros yesh chachma b'chol maima shebehem nivra olam. In every one of Hashem's utterances, right? When he said Vayomer, Vayihi Or, and he said Vayomer, and it should be the Rakia, and he said Vayomer, and it should be the what do you call the trees and the yam and all of that. There was wisdom in everything. There's wisdom found in everything. Ki kulam b'chachma sisa, because Hashem created everything with His wisdom. Right? You agree with that? Right. And Hashem did everything with His vast wisdom. Okay? Through this, Ikir is galus hakovod shebeshvil zenis have a maimer k'moshe kosav. Hashem, everything Hashem did in the world was for His honor, for His glory, right? Kulam b'chachma sisa malas aretz kinyanecha. Hashem filled the world with all of His things in order to have glory for Hashem. Again, we don't understand that we're not going to. What does Hashem need glory? No, Hashem wants His glory for us to recognize Him. Yeah. It's for our benefit, not for His benefit. In other words, when we recognize Hashem's glory, it benefits us. Hashem doesn't need it. He does it for our benefit. Right? Bebechinas kivoid chachami nechalu shemoyte kosav makemacha shekovoid hu bechinas chachma. Kavod, honor, glory, is wisdom. Being able to find Hashem's glory in the world, that is wisdom. That is the right wisdom that we need. Find Hashem in everything. When it came to Hashem creating the Maimer Sosam, Bereshis, right? When He made the Maimer Sosam of Bereshis, so then when He did that, He hid His covet. He hid it, right? Because again, you go into a person goes into Chas V'Shalom, goes into a church. They go into a place of Buddha or a house of Il Repul Chas V'Shalom. Whatever you do, you don't want to say, "Hey, Hashem is there." Yeah, He's there, but you don't want to advertise that. You're not going to advertise it, right? So that's what we call it's the Maimah Sasim. It's the concealed statement. Hashem's statement is concealed. He's there, but he's not. He's there incognito, kind of say. Maybe you could say it like that. He's there incognito. Right? Is that a good way? With you want to say something else? You have a different idea?
An incognito window you can't open up and see either. An incognito window you can open it up on the computer, but you can't open it up and see him in the incognito window.
Okay. That's a computer term, incognito?
Yeah, they have a window so people can't see you online or something like that.
But we know Hashem is in this. So when they did it, what they tried to do, hiding himself.
Yeah,
so that's Hashem. Hashem was the original one that did that by hiding himself into all these places. That's what Hashem did. The Bechinas Bereshis, the parsha we're going to read, Bereshis, Baralikim. It's a Shemayim Ve'aretz, right? Hashem created the earth, heaven and earth, right? Baralikim as a Shemayim Ve'aretz. He made the Shemayim, the heaven and the earth. This is Bereshis. Shehu Bechinas Ayeh, being able to call out to Hashem. You can move that, Mordechai, if you want. That thing is it's bothering you. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
Bechinas Ayeh, Bechinas Ayeh. Where are you, Hashem? Find Hashem in those places. And if a person, Chas v'Shalom, fell to those places, he can always call out to Hashem from there because Hashem is there. And that's how he can pull himself out. Calling out to Hashem from whatever place the person is. He's there. Hashem is there. So just call out to him. And that's how the person can get his salvation. He can get his salvation by calling out to Hashem. Okay. Oh, thank you. No, okay. All right. It's all right. Don't worry. It's just a little coffee. Okay. Bechinas Bereshis. Shama Chochma U Bechinas Ponim Helem VeHester Godel. Hashem hid himself, concealed himself, very, very much so. Kisham Bechinas Tachlis Hayediyah Asher Lo Neda, like we learned in the last lesson. The main thing I need to know is I don't know. I have to reveal Hashem in this. I don't know. But I have to reveal Hashem even in these places. I can. If the person, again, we don't go to these places. But if a person wound up finds himself in these places, how do you get out? You call out to Hashem. Because Hashem is in these places. They fall on their faces. Shatzadikim apilin atzmam umechasen umaalmin umestalkin pineim. At the tzadikim, they hide themselves. They hide their faces. Shu bechinas chachma maridin atzman lebechinas sitra demaisa. Shu bechinas mekaymes at the menafim. We put our heads down. That's us hiding ourselves. We're going into cognito ourselves. We're hiding ourselves. We're doing like Hashem did almost. Because we go into these low places to pull out the klippas. You don't want to go there, you want to go there disguised, so to say. Shesham ein royim kivoid. Kivoida, you don't find Hashem's covered in those places. It's there, but you don't see it. Because Hashem is incognito over there. Shu bechinas chachma bechinas panim. Aval heim gam shom. It's still the mevakshim mechapsim bechinas ayeh. When you can call out to Hashem from those places, that's where then you reveal Hashem's covered even in those places. And that's what we do when we're doing Tachanun. We put our heads down and we call out to Hashem in those places. We're lifting up, we're making tremendous rectifications. Tremendous rectification by doing that. And then you can pick up from that place. When you call out Aye from that place, you can pick up all the souls and pick up all of the sparks of holiness that are in there. You can scoop them all up. You can take them all with you. Isn't that amazing? The same way Hashem hides himself to be in those places, we hide our head down. We put our head down. We hide ourselves. We go into these places and we pick ourselves up. When we pick up our head, we're picking up all the sparks. We're picking up amazing things. Whether you know or not. But if you know, it's so much better, right? That's what everyone's doing. That's why there's so much opposition for the Tachanun. Because the Yetzer Hara knows there's such a benefit to it. So he makes people believe it's not a good thing. No, don't say the Tachanun. You don't need the Tachanun.
there's something I'm having trouble with.
What do you have?
One thing you say. When you say Hashem is hidden. I used to think that he was hidden because I couldn't see him.
Yeah.
And now I know he's there. So he's not hidden. I just have to call on him.
No, you're right.
He doesn't seem hidden.
No,
he's there.
So we just explained. The 9 utterances Hashem created with his glory. He said it. It was his. Vayomer Hashem. And Vayomer Elikim, Hashem said that there's going to be this, there's going to be that, there's going to be this, and going to be that. He said it with his name. He publicized it. But when it came to B'mayim Bereshis, all the things he created, everything that's included in that statement of Bereshis, everything of the things of the world that are not worthy of Hashem's glory, are all inclusive in the Maimah Bereshis. You understand? It's all inclusive in the Maimah Bereshis.
That they're not worthy of his glory?
Yes, a church is not worthy of Hashem's glory.
Okay.
Right? It goes against Hashem, right? Right? A Buddhist place, a place of Avodah Zarah, is not worthy of Hashem's glory. Right? But Hashem still has his glory there, but he doesn't publicize it.
Right.
Right? It's not advertised. You don't see a sign there for Hashem. But Hashem is there. And you can, if a person found himself in those places, and unfortunately people do find themselves in these places, to know from that very place, Hashem is still incognito there, but he's there. So call out to him and pull yourself right out. It's such an amazing idea to understand what it means. How the other statements, Hashem revealed his name, he revealed himself, but when it came to the things that are not worthy of his covet, that's all fits into the Bereshis. And when we put our heads down, we're doing the same thing. We're covering our faces. We're putting our head down, going into those klipos, going into those husks of impurity. We go in there and we pull out, we extract all of the holiness that got mixed up in the husks of impurity. We have to do an extraction, right? You're a dentist, right? You used to extract teeth, right? So we have to now extract. So now, since you're retired, now you can extract the holiness that got stuck into the husks of impurity.
Now, can I say that it also includes our thoughts and our feelings?
When you say, what do you mean, your thoughts and your feelings?
If I have a thought, I'm feeling depressed.
Yeah.
It even happened this morning. I said, Hashem, I know there's a gift from you. Here are the things I'm upset about. I need your help. I can't do it on my own.
Yeah, okay.
So, but that thought caused me to,
then we learned in the last lesson, you have to do something to make yourself happy.
Yeah.
So you got to pick your hands up, you have to clap, you have to do whatever you have to do in order to lift yourself back up. That's exactly the point. In other words, that's the exact point. When you're feeling that way, you have to find something. You have to, even we said the mile de shtuta, you could say even silly word, do something silly to pick yourself up, because that's all the other side pulling you down. But if you do something silly, you'll pull yourself out of that. You understand? It's a different lesson, but it's okay. I mean, we could bring that in now. Okay, this is we're learning is those places. And now we learned last time we were talking more about the thoughts and the mind. Right now we're talking about more physicality. You understand? But it's a good point. It's a good point, and you're right. You have to just find the Yetzer Hara is going to try to always make you depressed, especially on a day like Hoshana Rabbah. It's a special day. It's an auspicious day to get a great verdict, to get a great year. So he's going to try to make you depressed. That's the seduction of the Yetzer Hara. He loves that. And but you learned what you do. You can only think about one thing at a time. You can change the thought, think of something happy, and put yourself in a good mood. Right? That's what we can do. Bechinas, you read the Tachlis Aliyah to know anytime you fall down, the point is to get yourself up. The point is not to be down. The point is to lift yourself up. You went into a thought that was bringing you down. You went into that thought, but now use that thought as a springboard to pull you back out. You understand? And then if you're in that place, to get out of that place, you can do the same thing. It's about calling out to Hashem, recognizing Hashem. Okay, ki oilim lebechinas aye bereshis. You get to that place of aye, right? You call out to Hashem, aye. Where are you, Hashem? Where are you, Hashem? We said the aye in the kedusha today, in the keser. Right? Today we had the long in the musaf. Right? We had the same like we do on Shabbos and the Yontif, right? Because we said the aye mekayim kavayday. Where are you? Where we say that aye, and then you're supposed to think about. You're supposed to think about to pick people up from they're in the dumps when you say the aye, because you're tapping into this aye when you say the aye. You say it in the Shemon Esrei, right? In the kedusha. Shu Shayrish HaKedusha, that's the Shayrish HaKedusha. Shayrish Kol Asara Mamores. That's the source of all the other 9 utterances.
What's
The other Bereshis is how Hashem started off, and then it led to all the other statements. So the Yerida is the source of all the Aliyah. HaKadosh Baruch started it with the Bereshis. That's the Yerida. But he didn't mean to go down. He means to go up. And that's why he went up with all the Vayomer Elikim, Vayiyar, Vayomer Elikim, 9 times. Right? He kept going back up. Keep going back up. V'shorish kol ha-Torah shekula b'aseres hadibras. We know that the whole Torah is equal to the aseres hadibras. Right? You can learn out the whole Torah from the 10 utterances. Right? Hashem created the world with 10 utterances, and then we have the Aseres Adibros. Right? The 10 statements that Hashem made on Har Sinai when we got the Torah. Right? Shal Yedei Zeh Ikir Gemara Yichud Shal Kol HaTfilah. That's how we can make the total unification of all of our tefillah. Right? So in other words, you start out in the morning where you say your brachos and your kabbanot, right? You start out in the world of Asiya. You're in the low world, right? The animals and the different things are in this world, right? And then when you go to Psuke de Zimra, you go up one world, you go up to the world of Yetzirah, right? The world of Yetzirah. And then you have to make a unification over there. And then you go to the world of Bria, right? Bria is when you say the bracha, the blessings of the Kriya Shema, right? And then when you say Shemon Esrei, you go to Atzilut, you go to the highest world. So now you're in this, you're trying to unify the whole thing together. Right? Each one is one of the letters of Hashem's name. Yud, K, Vav, K. 4 worlds, 4 letters of Hashem's name. Right? You're making that totally. How do you make unification? How do you make the unification? Via doing the Tachanun. Putting your head down. Putting your head down and going into the klipos and pulling out all and extracting out all of the holiness that got stuck in there, and then lifting yourself head back up, and you show your face. You show your face, right? You show the purpose wasn't to go down. The purpose is to come back up. Now I'm up, and I picked up all of the kedusha. We said that we lift up all that kedusha is that vessel that you need. That vessel that you need while your neshama is still up in the Olam Atzilus, and that holiness that you extracted is that vessel that you need in order to amass the bounty that you need for the day. And then Hashem fills up your vessel up on high, and then you can bring it back down. And we say when we say the Avolatzion, and we say the Kadosh, 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 right? That's the statements the Malachim make. The Malachim say, we're saying, hey, see that? Hey, Malach, I know your code. I know the code. Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Let me know. I can go through now. With your nice basket full of blessing, right? You know the code. You know you need a code word to get through, right? The Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Oh, I can get through. And that's how we can bring the blessings down. And it's just such a beautiful thing, I believe, to think about, right? To think about this idea of what we can really accomplish just via us saying the Tachanun. Or at any time, call out to Hashem. You can do this really anytime. Right? You can call out to Hashem wherever you are, anytime. Call Hashem, where are you? Hashem, I need your help. Hashem, I need your help. Help me, Hashem. We can do that anytime. Hashem is there. Hashem is always there.
When you say where, I mean, it sounds like it's a place.
What's that?
But it's not a place, is it? Or I mean, it's... When we say, where are you?
It doesn't. It doesn't mean literally a place.
Right.
Where are you in my life, Hashem? Where are you in my thoughts, Hashem? Where are you in my family, Hashem? Where are you in my parnasa, Hashem? Where are you, Hashem?
It's not this place.
It doesn't mean really. Well, how else would you translate it in English? I don't know if there's another way to say it, right? It doesn't really translate to where are you, but in English it's hard to get to, but that's what I'm trying to say. Where are you in my life? Okay, we'll put it like that. Okay, that helps you now. That's better. Okay, all right. So that's our lesson over here, and what a beautiful lesson to learn on Hoshana Rabbah, right? To learn this on Hoshana Rabbah, we realize with Hashem. I realize I need you, Hashem. I realize this year I have to be closer with you, Hashem. And what gives Hashem more nachas than us finding Him and calling out to Him and relying on Hashem? So we'll leave that over there. Let's just learn one thing in the Dvar Halacha, right? The Rebbe says you have to learn Halacha every day. So let's learn some Halacha. Here we go. We're learning Hilchot Tzitzis, right? We learned the beautiful thing about how beautiful the tzitzis are and how the tzitzis are really compared to all of the mitzvos in the whole Torah, right? Now here we go. Yeah, he said we're up to Beis. So we're in Sif Tes, we're in 9, and in Sif Katan Beis we're in letter 2. So it's 9-2. Mishi Efshaloi Ella Betalis Shel Pishtin. Let's say someone can only get a talis that's made out of flax. Pishtin, right? She Efshalases Botzitzis Shel Tzema Mishum Isashatnas. But he can't put on wool strings on the linen garment. Right? We're not allowed to mix linen with wool, right?
I thought with the towel.
Wait a second. That's if you have tchelas.
Oh.
Right? Yesh mi she'oime she'yasek kanfois shel or bohem tzitzis shel tzemer. Some say, if that's the case, here, listen to this. You have a linen garment, a linen beged. You only get whatever. It's a time you can't get the fabric, whatever, and all you're able to get is you only able to get linen, for whatever reason. So he says what you could do is you could take leather. You could take leather and sew leather on the corners. Oh. So if I put the leather on the corners, then I could tie the strings on the leather, and then I don't have any wool strings on the leather. There's no problem. You're allowed to have leather with linen. You can't have wool with linen. So now you have a linen garment. Cut the corners off. Make them leather. Cut leather. Sew leather corners on, and then make the hole and put your strings on the leather. Now you have no problem at all. See that? Okay. All right, that's what he says. Okay, obehem tzitzis shel tzemer v'yesh cholkim olav shaloi la'asos kain. There are those that said you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. The others, he's saying that there's a machlokes. Can you do that or not? If you don't have any other choice, so then you could do it, right? But if you have another choice, don't do that. Right? The main thing is, the best way to do is to get a wool garment and put wool strings on there. That's the ultimate best thing you can do. If you can't tolerate the wool, so then get a cotton garment or some other synthetic garment, and then put the wool strings on the synthetic garment, because that's what you're allowed to do.
How about silk?
Silk would work also. Yeah. Silk is no problem. Silk is not a problem. All right, so I think that's it. I want to wish everyone a good kvittel. Petek Tov, and you should have a beautiful Yom Tiv, right? And I'll just tell you one thing, a beautiful thing on Simchas Torah. Right? We'll just mention one thing on Simchas Torah. There was a great tzaddik, his name was the Jikover. Great tzaddik, his name was the Jikover. Listen to this tzaddik. So he said that when it comes to Simchas Torah, he gave an analogy. Listen to this. He said there was a businessman that went traveling to make some sales. He wanted to do some business, right? And he comes to a hotel. and he's a businessman, so he has to be in a fancy hotel. He can't stay in a cheap place because then people wouldn't think he could do business. So he comes to a fancy hotel and he stays over there and he's eating there and everything and he's enjoying himself. Business isn't going that well. Business isn't going well. He thought he was going to make some sales. He wasn't making the sales he was trying to make. All right, so he's there for a week. And, the hotel manager comes over to him and says, sir, you racked up a big bill here. You want to pay us? So he says to him, I'm sorry, I don't have any money. You don't have any money? I'm going to call the police. Well, you can't stay in the hotel with no money and you're eating our food and everything. You're not going to pay? But he said, you know what I can do? I can really dance really well. I'm very good. I'm a very, very good dancer. So the hotel, the manager said to him, great, I need my money. No. Maybe you'll make a show. You'll make a show and I'll perform and people will like it and you get more people to come to the restaurant, more people will come to the hotel and it'll be very good for business. He figured, you know what? If he calls the police and they lock him up, he won't get anything, right? He's not going to recoup his money, right? The police aren't going to give him his money. The guy doesn't have two nickels to rub together. What's he going to do? So he figures, you know what? What do I have to lose? He says he can do a show. We'll let him go up there. Let him dance. So that's what they do. They have him dance, and he does a great job. People like it. And he's making money for them, and he's paying down it's wound up paying down his bill. So the tzaddik said, that's what Hashem says to us when it comes to Simchas Torah. He says like this, listen to this, it's so beautiful. Maybe I didn't do as many mitzvahs as I was supposed to do. Maybe Hashem gave me a lot of bounty in my life that I didn't really deserve. Like the guy in the hotel, right? He was staying there, he was eating good, he was living good, everything was good. Right? But maybe Hashem gives me a little more than I was really supposed to get. But he says, if you go and dance on Simchas Torah, and you feel joy for Hashem's Torah, so Hashem counts that as a special thing. So when you're dancing tonight, when you do the akafas, you do the best you can, of course, but realize Hashem enjoys when we're rejoicing over His Torah. Hashem enjoys that. And that helps to fill the gap of the things that we owe HaKadosh Baruch Hu for, all the things that we owe Him for. So that's what the tzaddik taught, and that's a beautiful idea. Yeah. Okay? So everyone should have a beautiful Yom Tov, and Mitzvah Hashem, Friday morning, because we're in Eretz Yisrael, we'll continue, we'll be back at our Nate's Minyan, regular at Shirat David, Be'ezrat Hashem, and we'll continue our lessons over there. Everyone have a wonderful Yom Tov. Thank you for joining. Kol Tov.